In 2012, I was the picture of health. I could hike 11 miles with the world on my back. I could complete work projects. I could take care of everything and anyone with style, until suddenly I couldn't. I just hiked to the top of Catalina in 100-degree weather, went home, and noticed my left ankle started to swell. I didn't remember twisting it or hurting it, so I thought it was a little strange. Put some ice on it, kept limping along, kept going. Finally ended up in the urgent care. They x-rayed, said it wasn't broken, probably sprained it, kicked me out with some crutches, and went to go have cocktails. I heard him talking when I was in the room. Couldn't wait to get rid of me. So 2 days later, I noticed my right ankle was also swelling. And my son, who was home going to college at the time, said, "I don't think you sprained your ankle, Mom." Within 24 hours, the swelling, like giant elephant legs, started to creep up my legs. And I noticed I couldn't breathe. I became dizzy. I suddenly lost vision in my left eye. And the pain was incredible. It went from 0 to 100 literally overnight. Ended up many tests, every test you could think of, many specialist office, until finally one doctor told me, there's something wrong here. Now, me being the picture of health and able to do everything for everyone like a superhero of the earth, not of love, I was expecting him to say, take a couple aspirin, do some yoga, run a marathon, and you'll feel better in no time. Instead, he said to me, you have sarcoidosis. Now, like many of you, I'd never heard of sarcoidosis. I said to him, sarcophagus? Isn't that a burial tomb in Egypt? What the heck is that? And it might as well have been a burial tomb in Egypt. I became imprisoned in my bed in horrible pain 24 hours a day. Sarcoidosis affected my left optic nerve, the smaller nerves in my skin. It felt like I was being bitten by red ants all day. It affected the autonomic nerves of my heart. Flew to Cleveland Clinic, saw specialists. Prognosis wasn't good. Experimental heart surgery to possibly prolong my life. When you're laying down in pain and can't get up, it's amazing what happens. Suddenly that to-do list that was so important became, who's going to help me get to the bathroom? How am I going to get some food today? And boy, do I wish I had one last chance to do something fun with my precious sons. Boy, do I regret those times I put their needs and my own second. Boy, do I regret not finishing those writing projects. And funny, all the people I'd spent so much time and money helping weren't the ones that showed up when I was flat in bed. All of a sudden, it was my son who was home at college bringing me food. It was the gardener checking and bringing me a care package. It was the professional dog walker making sure I had lunch. My younger son, happy Veterans Day to him, was in boot camp, then Army airborne school. So I would wait and lay there pretending to be okay when he'd call and give me a message on the phone. Those were the things that became important to me. So while I was taking a look and basically facing my mortality, I cried out to God for a miracle. God, I said, if it's my turn to go, so be it. Your will be done. But I feel like I haven't done everything I came here to do. I'd love a second chance. If it's possible, please send me a miracle. Not long after that, a friend came by and she gave me a spiritual development process called Subconscious Repair by Master John Douglas. I had already started journaling all the things I had forgotten to do, all my regrets, and things I needed to work on if I had a second chance. But this subconscious repair unleashed a whole new Pandora's box of things I'd forgotten about. Things over my time I had unraveled through counseling, self-help, and just being willing to take a look at myself. Things I had locked far away and hidden because they were too painful to look at. When my pain was an 8 out of 10, I spent a lot of time in the bathtub with jets on my joints and trying to just distract myself from the pain. And one particular day, I had a flashback. It wasn't pretty. I saw 12-year-old Jan at the time of my mother's suicide. It wasn't a pretty, nice and tidy, take a few pills, knock out kind of suicide. It was a graphic gunshot to the head, blood everywhere, bits of brain on the bathroom floor kind of suicide. I was home, and so were my 3 younger siblings. And being the oldest daughter, I jumped into action. I got my siblings out, I got the paramedics to come. I cleaned the blood off the floor so my grandma wouldn't have to see it. I took matters into my own hands, and I shoved my pain deep into that Pandora's box. And during that flashback, I realized that I was mad at my mom. I was pissed off that she could leave me like that she could abandon myself and my younger siblings, and that I was going along being a superhero of the earth, helping everyone else, carrying this pain around in a deep, dark chasm of my heart. That night, I had a dream. It was one of those dreams that seemed really real. I was laying in bed, and all of a sudden, I saw my mom. I saw her in a way I hadn't seen her since I saw her last lying on the floor. No blood, just her face, and the sorrow and the guilt that I saw, the shame and the sadness. I could feel that she didn't really want to hurt my brothers and I. She never meant to cause us pain. She simply felt trapped and didn't know what to do. And at that moment, I was filled with great empathy and love and forgiveness. In fact, I felt my heart burst open in forgiveness, and I felt a great relief. I looked at her beautiful face in my dream, and I said, "Mom, I forgive you. I love you." And at that moment, I sat up, and tears were streaming down my face. And I saw her transform. I saw her face become peaceful, and I saw the power of forgiveness to make great change. I saw her drift away into a great, brilliant white light. And depending on what you believe, life after death, whatever you may believe, she disappeared into a brilliant white light, and I felt free for the first time since I was 12 years old. I woke up, and I was actually sitting in bed with real tears streaming down my face. As nature would have it, something special happened. As I was planning my trip to Cleveland Clinic for the heart surgery, my friend that brought the CD called me. She said, "Master John Douglas is coming into town. If you'd like to come, there's space for you." I had nothing else to do but lay around in pain, maybe take another long bath, journal some more. "Sure," I said, "I'll get there." I dragged myself up out of bed, I got a ride there, and I went to the event. I got a one-on-one session with Master John, and I said to him, "Please take a look at the organisms causing my incurable sarcoidosis." Within 2 minutes, he waved his hands, performing his amazing capabilities. And I literally felt the energy of pure love come in through my crown and through my whole body. And within 2 minutes, I felt all the pain, the 8 out of 10 pain, leave my body and drain through the floor. Believe it or not, this is a medically verifiable modern miracle, because I'm case study number 1 and happy to be so. But something amazing happens when you feel that feeling of pure love course through your veins. It's like that vibration makes a gong sound in your brain, and I was changed forever. There's no way to not wake up feeling grateful to be standing here today. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that miracle. And what do you do after a miracle? I believe there's many miracles every day. For me, it was a debilitating illness. For some people, it's missing an accident on the 5 freeway. Maybe it's a divorce from an unhappy marriage. Maybe it's the birth of a longed-for child. But when you have a miracle, you have a chance. You have a chance to dig deep and see the things that you're truly grateful for, to see the things that you're still holding on to that aren't serving you, and to truly dig deep, forgive yourself and others, so that you can be the best you every day. And that is my goal, to continue to transform and reform who I am so that I can be a superhero of love and then go forward and help save the world. Thank you.